if you were to introduce someone who's famous, it's one of those dinners where someone has to give an after dinner speech and you're the one who introduces them. This is how do you introduce someone like that? How do you introduce someone who is famous? Do you give them information that other people may not know? Do you just sort of say, look, I don't need to introduce this person, here they are? Or do you draw your attention to the thing that is really important about this person? John the Baptist has been given the ministry of making Jesus known to the world, introducing Jesus to the world. I mean, that is a pretty amazing ministry in and of itself. But here he is, he sort of said, okay, I want you that moment that you've been waiting for, where God turns up. This is it. And now, here's Jesus. Now, how does he actually do that? Well, in John chapter 1, he says this. In verse 29, the next day, John saw Jesus coming toward him and said, look, the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. It's an interesting phrase, Lamb of God. Lambs are not really inspiring kind of creatures, are they? I mean, it's not like they're lions or eagles or, they're not inspiring. They're kind of the soft, cuddly, actually kind of stupid animals. Why does John use that language? Well, unless we had the Old Testament, there is no way we could possibly understand why John uses that language. He's picking up a whole bunch of themes that are found throughout that Old Testament. Things like the Passover, where a lamb is given so that the people of God might be rescued out of Egypt. Or language like Isaiah 53, where the suffering servant is led like a lamb to the slaughter. The lamb is the sacrifice. Now, we can only understand that when we look at the Old Testament. So on one hand, we have to sort of be looking back to see what that means. But we also need to be looking forward, because John's pointing to the fact that Jesus has come to teach, he's come to reveal God, he's come to do a number of things, but the one thing he's really come to do is to die as a sacrifice for sin. That means we can't really understand who Jesus is unless we understand the Old Testament, and we can't really understand who Jesus is unless we're looking towards the cross and understanding that he has come fundamentally as a sacrifice for sin, for you and for me.